gaps are between the West's best. The Thunder and Lakers, they have the 2 of the 3 top records in the NBA since March 1st, alongside, of course, San Antonio. Not to mention, they have the 2 leading scorers in the NBA this season with Luka Doncic and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now, history says the Thunder are 2-0 against the Lakers this season. Tonight, though, it feels like maybe there's something a little bit more at stake here, Brian.
Yeah, so, look, obviously, people feel a certain way about Luka and the MVP. This is a chance to go up against the reigning believes going to win it again. And, look, this is potential playoff situation. And so you have a team that has been the #1 clutch team in the whole season, all year long, in the Lakers, against the #1 clutch player in scoring, in Shai. I am begging for this game to go to clutch time.
Oh, my goodness. Please.
And I want to see it go to clutch time again on next Tuesday when they're here. Okay? And here's something else. Luka's got how many games in a row with 40 points? It's a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like 14 or 13 or 12. You know the Thunder aren't going to talk about it? Let's get a former Thunder here. You know they're going to want to end this streak. And by the way, they're fully healthy tonight. They're going to have their full team, all their perimeter defenders. They're going to have Jalen Williams. They're going to have their interior guys. They're going to want to stop Luka's
They're
streak.
fully healthy. The Lakers, though, are not. Marcus Smart's still out for this one. That could be huge because of his defense on Shai.
Oh, absolutely. But the Lakers need this win like old people need soft shoes. I'm talking about a fresh pair of New Balance. Let me tell you why. Because they are 1-5 against the top 2 seeds in the Western Conference, the Spurs and OKC. Matter of fact, they haven't beaten the Oklahoma City Thunder not one time this year. So when you talk about the way, when we look at the way that the Lakers have been playing of late, Luka Doncic in the MVP conversation, LeBron James playing with passion. Now you're going against the champs.
Right.
This is your measuring stick. This is a moment where the Lakers could come out of this with a feel-good win so that the Laker fans, I could apologize to y'all and y'all could stay the hell out of my comments.
Well, I don't know that that's ever going to happen, Perk. You make it too easy. But earlier this season, after one of those losses that you mentioned, it was by like 29 points. I was in Oklahoma City for this one. I was on the sidelines, and LeBron James, he said essentially, they're a championship team, and we're not. The eye test to me says that this Lakers team has changed, improved, developed a lot since then.
Tremendously.
So what can they show you tonight to say that maybe that gap, it may not be the same, but it's narrowed a little bit?
They can prove not only to themselves but to the world that they are a way better defensive team than they were 2 months ago.
It's all on that
And that's where it started. And people are giving Marcus Smart, DeAndre Ayton, which they have stepped up, but I think it starts with the stars. Like, Austin Reeves and Luka have been scrambling and playing defense, sliding in front of guys, and that kind of has picked up their offense, sharing the ball, finding Luka's shooting at an unbelievable clip,
Western
averaging
Player
40.
of the Month.
Yeah, a couple of times a week. So with him playing like that offensively and then defensively, them scrambling, they can show that they're really contention.
Luka got nominated for Defensive Player of the Month. Think about that. In all honesty, that's better than winning some other award. Like, Luka getting nominated for Defensive Player of the Month. That's never happened in his career.
And I think we're forgetting to mention a certain individual named LeBron James. I think he's going to walk into this game, too, trying to prove a point.
And LeBron, if he can get out in transition against a team that really tries to stop that from happening, all those fast break dunks that we've seen for the 41-year-old, if that's something that we're seeing, then maybe we're going to get the close game that windy and
huge matchup out west. Lakers at Thunder, 2 of the hottest teams in the NBA. OKC's won 15-16. The Lakers have won 13-14. They have the 2 leading scorers in all of the land. Luka Doncic first at almost 34 points per game. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander second in the NBA at almost 32. SGA, as you know, is the MVP favorite. Luka's third, Wemby's second. They meet twice in the next few days, and tonight is in Oklahoma City. Meanwhile, 4 of the top 5 teams in the West have clinched the playoffs. Thunder, Spurs, and Lakers already locking up their respective divisions. The Rockets sit a half a game ahead of the Timberwolves, each of them trying to lock up their playoff seeding. And boy, if you're the Lakers, you probably don't want to see the T-Wolves again. Our Lakers reporter Dave McMenamin and senior NBA reporter Brian Windhurst join us now. So Dave, let me start with you, because these 2 meetings against Oklahoma City in the next couple days could certainly be seen as a litmus test for the Lakers on both sides of the floor. What's Los Angeles saying about this important stretch?
Well, Hannah, J.J. Redick, who, by the way, earlier this week became the first Lakers coach to win back-to-back 50-win seasons since Phil Jackson more than 15 years ago, says we got to focus on ourselves. But the fact of the matter is, while they've been having this success, they've been exacting some revenge against teams that beat them earlier in the year, like Houston, like the New York Knicks, like the Cavs, who beat them by 30 earlier in the year. Now they have an opportunity against a Thunder team that's 2-0 against them this year, including a 29-point win on this court back in November. Now, LeBron James says that in focusing on themselves, they had to keep building good habits and not take for granted these 6 games remaining that they have. They got to continue to keep playing their best basketball and not look ahead to the playoffs, because the Thunder, I'm told, I spoke to a source within their organization today, they're excited for tonight because they haven't been whole for most of the season. They've had the second most missed games of any roster, so they're looking like tonight is a chance for them to be able to play the Lakers at full strength.
Yeah, and they also have the Spurs, right, coming down the pike there. I mean, they want to hang on to that #1 seed. If they meet the Spurs, they want to have that home court advantage. Wendy, it's going to be really interesting to see how productive Luka's going to be. He's just been absolutely on fire, but he's going to face that Thunder defense. We don't know what SGA is going to have in store. Who knows? Wemby was incredible again last night. What do you make of this MVP race down the stretch?
It's like a Lamborghini, a Ferrari, and a Bugatti powering down the highway. They're all going fast, but nobody's gaining on anybody. I mean, you look at the statistics are crazy. Yes, Luka has just had one of the greatest months of scoring in league history, but I'm not sure. They don't name a player of the month in March. They do it March and April. I'm not sure who I would name player of the month, much less player of the season. And that's the thing. I think while Luka has been so impressive and the Lakers have been so impressive, not only are Victor and Shea putting up equally impressive numbers, their teams aren't losing. Shea has only lost 1 game that he's played in a month and a half. Victor's only lost 1 game that he's played in almost 2 months. This race is crazy, and I know that a lot of the Laker fans and JJ Redick, he's been impassioned about thinking that Luka should be in this race. I don't think he's gained any ground. I think, unfortunately, he's a distant third right now between these 2 guys going for the MVP.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And meanwhile, on the other side with the Lakers, of course, the big question is their defense, Dave. Obviously, they are going to have their hands full and then some with SGA. I want to ask you about the foul baiting, which has recently become a topic of discussion about his game. So what is the message from L.A. and Redick, Ben, in that regard?
JJ said the other night that, quite frankly, being able to draw fouls like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander does is a skill. And he said all the best scorers that have been in the modern NBA have benefited from padding their scoring totals with that extra 10 free throw attempts per game. A lot of times it's because you're putting the defense in a compromised position where they're left no choice but to foul you, or you're going to get a wide open look. And the Lakers, JJ wants them to play with a sense of physicality and establish that early, so perhaps the referees will let some of that physicality go when it comes to ticky-tack situations. Now, the Lakers are going to have their hands full with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, even more so, though, because there would be no Marcus Smart out there, and he's been their best perimeter defender all season long. He's still dealing with a groin and ankle injury, and they hope to have him back sometime, hopefully before the end of the regular season.
Yeah, I'm with Wendy earlier today. I want to see at least one of these matchups come down to clutch time, because SGA leads the league in clutch time points, and the Lakers are the best clutch time team in the NBA. So that could be a lot of fun. Dave, Wendy, thanks.